Students, again in today's lecture we are going to continue with the chapter number 3 of unit number 1. In today's lecture we are going to learn some topics like delegates, multicasting, event handling in C Sharp. So the first topic is delegate. Basically, in C or C++ you may have learned this particular topic, that is pointer to a function. Means we are passing pointer as a parameter, or whenever calling a particular function we make use of pointer. So the same concept if we want to implement in C sharp, then we have this topic delegates, or in simple words, in other words, we can say that with the help of delegates we can pass method as a parameter to the object, in simple words. So delegate, basically it is a reference type. We have seen value type, reference type, variable. So delegates are reference type. Okay, and to implement delegates, or with the help of delegates, we can implement the event and callback methods. So basically just one thing you should remember, that is delegates. Why we use delegate? If you want to pass a method as a parameter to the function, then we can make use of delegate. Delegate basically consists of 4 steps. Means whenever you want to create a delegate, then you should follow four steps. So first step is declaration of delegate. So declaration, just see in the first term, that is I have given the syntax for the declaration. That is, first we have to write down modifier. Okay, so modifier means public, private, all these access modifiers we have already learned, so that we need to use. After that, after modifier we will write delegate keyword. To create delegate we make use of one keyword, that is delegate. After delegate you should specify the return type, like int, float, void, string. So we need to specify the return type. After that we are having delegate name, like method name, variable name, you can provide the delegate name. And after delegate name, within round bracket you will be having parameters, and parameters are optional. It's not compulsory that each and every delegate will have parameters. It's not compulsory. So this is your syntax, and after that we will put semicolon. Just I have given the example for the same, that is I want to create my delegate. Okay, so for the same I have written public as a modifier. After public we need to write down delegate keyword. After delegate we should make use of void keyword. After void is nothing but the return type. After return type we will write down the name of the delegate. So now in this example I have created my delegate. This is name of my delegate into round bracket. Now I want to create delegate which is parameterized. So for the same I have provided one parameter, that is string MSG. So basically modifier, as I told you, are nothing but the public, private keyword, and sometimes they are optional, so it's not compulsory to use them. Then we have delegate keyword. With the help of delegate keyword only we can define that, or we can tell the compiler that we are creating the delegate. After that we are having return type. Return type, as we have already seen, that is we can use of void return type, int return type, string return type, float return type. So return type specifies the type of the data on which the action is going to perform. After that we are having delegate name, and last one is parameter list, which is again optional. So for the same I have given one example. Sorry, we have created. Now the first step we are done with, that is first we have to create, or first we have to declare the delegate. After declaration of delegate we have to create a method which will refer that particular delegate, or which you will pass as a parameter to the object of the delegate. Okay, so there is one rule. The way in which you have declared the delegate, the method should have the same signature. Means if you have created delegate with the void return type, then when you will create method for that particular delegate, you have to make use of void return type only. If you are created the delegate with the parameters, one parameter, two parameters, then the reference method which you will create for that particular delegate should match that number of parameter. So just see the example. Again, the same delegate we have created, public delegate void my delegate, which is parameterized delegate, which is having single string parameter. Now definitely method we are going to create inside of a class only. So now we are having class A. Okay, within a class, now the method which we have created, that is delegate method, means it will match with the parameters return type of the delegate. So just see, it's not necessary that we have make use of public keywords, and now in the method declaration we are making use of static keyword. That doesn't matter. Method can be of any type except that is partial and sealed one. So static as a modifier we have used. After that, in delegate declaration we used return type as a void. So this is the reason why in method declaration also we should use void as a return type. After that, we are having name of the method, that is method A. Within round bracket, the variable which we have declared, which is having single parameter. And similarly, the method A, which is again delegate method, so it should again have the same parameter. So for the same, we have passed the parameter string message as a parameter to the method A. So now the method should match the signature. Signature means the return type and the number of parameters which we have provided to the delegate, and then write down the content whatever you want. So in this program, console.writeLine call class A method A with the parameter, and whatever message we will pass when we will create the object of the delegate, the same message, that particular text will be displayed after this text, that is called class A method A with the parameter. So this is second step, that is we have to create delegate method which should match the signature of the delegate. Now next, third step is instantiation. Instantiation means we will create object of the class of the delegate. So to create object of the delegate, just write down delegate name which you have declared. After that, object name, then use equal to new, as we want to create object, so we need to make use of new keyword, and after new keyword again write down the delegate name which you have declared, and after delegate name into round bracket you will call the method, provide the method name which you have created in a class A. Okay, so for the same the delegate instantiation example I have given, we have created my delegate method, delegate. So again, name of the delegate, so my delegate m1 is name is the object, equal to new, again my delegate into round bracket. Now we will not directly call the method name method A, because method A is a part of class A, and now we have not created object of class A. There are actually two ways to call the method, but now in this case we have not created object of class A. This is the reason why while passing the method to the delegate, we will write name of the class dot method name, like class A is name of our class dot method A. We will not use parenthesis while passing the delegate method. Or you can have one more option, that is if you have created object of class A, suppose you have created object of class A A1 equal to new class A. Okay, so A1 is name of your object. So if you have created object of a class and then you want to pass the method of that class to the delegate, then you can make use of object name dot method name, like A1 dot method A. So there are two ways while passing method to the delegate. Without object creation of a class also we can pass the method, and with object of the class also we can pass the method. And now fourth step, that is to call the delegate, that is called as invocation of delegate. So to call delegate, again there are two ways. First one is, now what object we have created, m1. Actually it is wrong, we have created object with small m, so it should be small m only. So m1 dot invoke, okay, into round bracket within double quote just give the message, that is hello world. Okay, so now we can invoke delegate in two ways. First way is using invoke method. Now invoke is a method which we have not created, but it is by default method which is available with the delegate. Okay, so there are two ways to call the delegate, that is with the invoke method. So whenever you want to make use of invoke method, then just write down object of a delegate, that is m1 dot invoke into round bracket within double quotes hello world. And why we need to provide double quotes hello world? Because the delegate which we have created, that is parameterized, that is again string parameter it is having. So we have to provide string as a parameter to the invoke method. And there is one more way, that is just see the third line, that is m1 into round bracket directly message, no need to make use of invoke method. So these are the two ways to call to invoke the delegate. So now we are going to see the proper example. Just remember till now, that is we are having to create delegate, we are having total 4 steps. First one is declaration of a variable, after that declaration of delegate method, then we are having instantiation, that is object creation of delegate, and the fourth step is invocation of delegate. So now in this example of delegate, namespace gigs for gigs, that doesn't matter, you can make use of any namespace or whatever by default present in your software. Now the things which are important, that is first create a class. Okay, gigs is name of my class. Within that class I have declared two delegates. First one is add num and second delegate is sub num. Okay, and both the delegate are having two parameters. So whenever we will create a method related to addition and subtraction, that method should have the same number of parameters. And for both the delegates we use void as a return type, so the void also should be present while method declaration. So the first two lines, that is we have declared two delegates, add num and sub num. Now we will create the method with the same signature of the declared delegate. So first method is sum. So again public void is important because add num delegate is having void as a return type, and sum method should have two parameters because add num delegate which we have declared, it is having two parameters. And after that we have written logic, that is addition, like console.writeLine 100 plus 40 equal to within curly brackets a comma a plus b, whatever value we will pass, that addition will be displayed. Okay, so basically when we will call the delegate, just see that we make use of 100 comma 40, these values. So 100 plus 40, that is 140 will be displayed. Then we have created one more method subtract, which will refer to the subnum delegate. Again we should have same return type and the parameters, and the logic we have written inside this method, that is subtraction. Then the next step is, so now till now we have only completed two steps, that is we have declared the delegates. Then the second step, that is we have declared the respective methods for the respective delegates. After that we will be having public static void main. In void main we are going to create, as I said, we are having two ways to pass the delegate. So now in this case I have created object of a class. So our class name is gigs, which contains these two methods, sum, subtract. Okay, so now gigs obj equal to new gigs. So in public static void main we have created object of a gigs class. After that we will create object of a delegate. So this is third step, that is instantiation of delegate. So again how you will create, first we will create the instance of first delegate add num by writing add num, then del underscore obj1 equal to new add num, and within round bracket we will provide method as a parameter. So now we have created object of a class, so we will write obj, which is name of a object of a class, dot sum. Okay, similarly we will create instance of for second delegate, that is subnum del underscore obj2 equal to new subnum into round bracket. Now we will pass the second method, that is subtract method, by writing obj dot subtract. So this is our third step, that we have created the instance. Now we will invoke the method. So to invoke method, just write down object name. So now in our case, the first object which we have created for add num delegate, that is del 1 underscore obj1 into round bracket, we will provide two values. Now I have provided values as 100 comma 40. Similarly, we will invoke the second delegate by writing del underscore obj2 into round bracket 100 comma 60. So 100 plus 40, 140 will be displayed, and 100 minus 60, so 40 will be displayed as answer. Okay, so this is example of delegate. This is the basic steps. On the basis of this only, the next topic, that is multicasting and event handling, we are having. So this should be very much clear to in your mind. That is how to create delegate, how to declare it, how to create methods, and why we are using delegate. Because now if you see, we never pass method as a parameter to the object, but now because of delegate it is possible that we can pass method as a parameter. Okay, so this is delegate. I hope you have understood. After that, next we are having, that is multicasting. Multicasting means whenever with the help of single instance or single object of a delegate, if we are trying to call multiple methods, then that is called as multicasting. Now we have seen we are having two delegates, so for the same we have created two methods for the respective delegate, and then at a time we have passed only single object, and then we have just invoked the delegate. But if to the same object, single object, if you are passing a reference of multiple methods, then it is called as multicasting. And basically multicasting is done with the help of plus or plus equal to operator. Plus is nothing but our arithmetic operator. So with the help of plus operator, we will perform the multicasting of the delegate. So again, just from the example you will come to know, we have declare one delegate. The name of the delegate is number changer. So see the second line of the program, delegate int number changer, and it is parameterized delegate which is having integer as a parameter. Then we are having namespace. Within namespace we are having class. In class, now we have initialized one variable, that is num, to 10, and num is a static variable, means with the object or without object also we can call the same. Okay, because it is static variable. After this, as we are having a static variable, so we can make use of non-static method also, but now everything we are planning to have as a static only. So the methods which I have created, these are nothing but, that is add num and mult num. These are two methods which are delegate methods, so it should match the delegate signature. So just see that we have created add num, which is having int as a return type, and the delegate which we have created, number changer, it is again having int as a return type, and it is parameterized delegate. So the method add num is again contains single parameter. So means now the signature is match. So by writing public static int add num into round bracket int p, this is first method of delegate, and within that we have written code like num plus equal to p, that is num equal to num plus p. The value which we will pass, that will be added to num, and what is value of num? 10. So 10 plus something, the value which will pass, that addition will be performed, and then the method is returning the value, because as we are having integer as a return type, so we cannot make use of we cannot directly print the result, so we are just passing the value which we have calculated for the num1. So now num value is changed after calling this method. Then we are having one more method again of the same signature, that is mult num. Definitely it is for multiplication. So what multiplication take place? That is num into equal to q, that is num equal to num into q. The value which will pass, that will be multiplied by the num, and then we have written the value. So these are the two methods which are referring the same delegate, that is number changer. Then the next topic, that is public static int get num. Okay, so this is again a method which will return the num value which we have calculated. Okay, so now we are having two methods. Now getNum is not of delegate type, because delegate is having single parameter, and the getNum method which we have created, it is not having any parameter. Okay, so it is not the delegate method, it is normal method which is returning the value of num variable. Next step is static void main, that is public static void main. In that, now what we will do, we have to create, if we want, then we can create object of a class to pass the method. But now in this case, it is very important, the methods which we have created, they are static. The delegates method, that is add num and mult num, are static. So static means we don't need even class name also. This is the reason why, just see in the static void main, first we have created first object of the delegate number changer. So number changer nc is the first object, semicolon. On next line, we have created one more object of a delegate, that is number changer nc1 equal to new number changer, and to which we have passed the first method add num. Okay, so now while passing add num method, now we have not write object name dot method name, not even we have written class name dot method name. Why? Because add num is a static method, so we don't need to make use of even class name or object name. We can directly pass the method. So add num we have passed to the nc1 object. This is the second object of our delegate. Again created one more object nc2, and to which we have passed the next method, that is mult num. This second method again we have passed, and it is again static method, so we don't need to make use of class name or object. So I hope this much is clear to you all. We have declared the delegate, then we have created two methods of the same signature to the delegate, and one more method we are having which is just returning the num value. Okay, so after that, in public static void main, we have created three objects. First object we kept empty, and in second and third object of a delegate we have passed the respective method, that is add num and mult num. So this is instantiation. Now the next term is invoking, but before invoking we have to implement the multicasting. So to do so, as I said, we make use of plus or plus equal to operator. Okay, so the main object, first object which we have created, that is nc, to which we have passed the second object value. So by writing nc equal to nc1, and after that, so now nc is containing the value of nc1, to which again we have added nc plus equal to nc2, means two objects we have added to the single object. nc equal to nc1 means we have passed the nc1 reference to the nc object, and to the same reference, to the same object of nc, we are passing one more reference, that is of nc2. And this is the reason why when we make call to the delegate, we called nc, we have not make use of nc1 or nc2, we have just written nc of 5. Why? Because we have already passed nc1 and nc2 reference to the nc object. So this is called as multicasting. This is nc1, this is single object of a delegate, but it references two objects, that is nc1 and nc2. This is called as multicasting, means with the help of nc1 only, by default you can say that both the methods, delegate method, that is add num and mult num, are going to get called. Okay, if you are writing nc1 into round bracket 5, nc2 into round bracket 5, then we will not call it as a delegate, that is normal delegate. It is not a multicasting. Multicasting means if we are passing the reference of one or more than one delegate object to the single delegate object, then we can call it as a multicasting. So now nc is a delegate object, but because of the single object, we will make a call to two methods, means the value which we have provided to the nc object, that will be going to send to the both the methods of the delegate, because we have added reference by writing nc equal to nc1, nc plus equal to nc2. So nc into round bracket 5, we have passed the 5 as a value. So for p and q, both the parameters, the value which is going to share, that is nothing but 5. So if you notice, after that console.writeLine value of num, and we have called getNum method, which is again static in nature. So directly we have called it without object of a class or name of the class. So get num method we have called, and if you see the result is 75. Now we will see how it is 75. Okay, so just see the line that is calling multicast. Okay, so NC to the object of delegate NC, we have passed the 5 as a value. So it will first call the first reference which we have added, that is NC1 we have added as a first reference to NC. And to NC1 which method we have passed, that is add num. So the control is going to add num method. In add num we are having one parameter, that is int p. So the value which we have passed to NC, that is 5, is going to assign to p, that is now p is 5. So what we have written, num equal to num plus 5. So what value we have initialized to the num? 10. So 10 plus 5 is 50. Okay, and that value is return. Return means it is passed to the next function, that is mult name. So in mult name when we will come, the value of q, okay, the value of q is 5, but value of num which is written by the add num, that is 15, that will be sent, that will be shared to the mult num function. And this is the reason why here what will happen, num equal to num into q. So what is num now? It is 15. As it is static variable, its value will change, and that will definitely reflect in other function only. If it is non-static variable, then for mult num also the 10 value will be sent, and then 10 into 550, something like that, this calculation is occur. But now in our case we are having the static variable. Num is a static variable. This is the reason why it will change from method to method if we are modifying it. So when we call add num, now num is changed, that is 10 plus 5 is 15, and that 15 value is sent to the mult num. So 15 into q, that is 15 into 5 is 75. This is the reason why we got the answer as 75. Again the value is returned to the get num. In get num we have written the num. So as num is a static method in nature, it will have the reflected or change value. That is after calling mult num method, the value of num was 75. So it will return 75 as an answer when we call the method get num. I hope this is clear to you, that this is called as multicasting. Again, these three topics which we are going to learn in today's session are very, very important. Delegates, multicasting and event handling. And they are related to each other. Now we did the same thing which we have learned in delegate section, but the difference is we are passing the objects of delegate to single object. So that is called as multicasting. That is, single object of a delegate can point to multiple methods or can reference to the multiple methods. So this is multicasting. Now next there are some properties of multicasting, that is delegates are combined. Because of multicasting what happened, delegates are combined, that is NC1, NC2, these are separate delegates, but because of plus and plus equal to operator they are combined. So because of the concept of multicasting, delegates are combined. And when you call a delegate, then complete list of method is called. Means we have passed two methods, so in a sequence only all the methods will get called. After that all the methods are called in, first out. Like I said, NC1 which refers to the sum method, so that will call first. NC2 we have passed second, so the mult num method is called second. So the first in first out, like in this order only the execution of the method will take place. And after that, with the help of plus or plus equal to, we can add the methods to the delegate. And similarly we are having one more, that is minus also, which will remove the method from the delegate. Okay, so which normally we cannot make use of, because if you want to remove them, why we are having such type of methods if you don't want to call them. So we normally make use of plus and plus equal to. And then just remember the note which I have given. After that, the last topic of our session, that is event handling in C#. So again, event handling is related to delegate only. With the help of delegate only, we will create or we will call the events. Basically, event means when we press a key of keyboard, so that is kind of event. That is one event. We perform click event, mouse movement. So these are the events. Okay, which are generated by the system. Sometimes the events are generated by the user to perform certain action. So events are declared and raised in a class. and associated with the event handlers using delegate within the same name or same other class. So normally we can have or we can declare the event and we can raise it, means we can call that particular event in a class, and just to implement this concept we should have the delegate with us. So basically there are two steps while declaration of event, that is declare the event delegate, and once you declare the delegate then we will create the event to call that particular delegate. Now with the help of object we are calling the methods which are referred to the delegate, but now here we will call the delegate on certain event, on the occurrence of certain event. So the first step, that is declaring event. So first we have to declare the delegate. Again the rules and regulations which we have seen previously in previous topic, same we have to follow while declaration of delegate. And how we will declare the event, that we have to remember because this is new for us. To declare event we make use of event keyword. After event keyword write down the delegate which we have created. This is very very important. Now in this example we have created my delegate, so that should be along with the event. We cannot write any name. The delegate which we have created before the event creation, that only we have to refer. So after writing event keyword, just write down the name of the delegate which you have declared, and after that name of the event. The rules and regulation for the declaration are same. Space should not be there, it should not start with the numbers like that. We should have we should not have special symbols or characters other than underscore. So the rules and regulations which are there for variable declaration, same are there for event name, delegate name. So now I have given the example for the event handling. So first step, that is within a namespace we have to declare the delegate. So now in this case public delegate string mydel. So our delegate name is mydel into round bracket string str. So now name of our delegate is mydel. Okay, again here also we have to create method, delegate method. So which points we will remember while creating delegate method, that is the delegate method should have string as a return type and it should have one string parameter, because method should match the signature of the delegate. So this is first step, that is we have declared the delegate. Then we have created class event program. In event program class we have declared the event. How we will declare the event, just now we have seen. Write down event keyword, then name of the delegate. What is name of our delegate? mydel. And after that write down the event name, that is my event, semicolon. After that the next step is we have created constructor of event program class by writing public event program round bracket curly bracket, and in this constructor we have called event. So when we will create object of a class, immediately the event will occur, because we have created object of the event inside constructor only. And as we all know that the first part which is which will get executed when we run the program, that is constructor. So how we will create object of event, by writing. Now in the same class we are creating the event, so this is the reason why we have to make use of this keyword. So this dot my event equal to this dot my event plus new into new, and after that we have created object of a delegate, that is mydel, and to mydel we have passed one function, that is welcome user. This is one method, delegate method, which we are going to create next. The next line is that only, that is welcome user method creation. So the event, that is my event, will call to the delegate, and that particular delegate is referencing welcome user method. So what we are having in welcome user method, just see, that is public. As I said, string should be its return type. Welcome user is name of our method into round bracket. Again we are having single parameter string username, and then we have written one statement, that is welcome is a text within double quotes plus username, whatever we will pass. So now just see the static void main. In static void main we have created object of a event program. So once we create object of a event program, after that the welcome user method which we have called with the help of event, okay, that is of written type. It is not having any console.writeLine statement. So for the same, the result whatever is written by the welcome user method, that we are going to store inside a variable, and we will print that variable. So for the same, the statement is written as string result equal to, now we want to call the event my event. So object name of the class, that is obj1.myEvent into round bracket JES College. Within a double quotes I have passed the value as JES College, and then we are having console.writeLine. So now username is sent as a JES College, and welcome user method is returning what? Welcome plus username. So welcome JES College. This message will get displayed as a result when we call to my event. So this is event handling. I hope it is clear to you. First we have to declare a delegate. After that, within a class we have to declare event. Then within public static, or that is constructor of a class, we have to make call to the delegate. We have to pass the delegate reference to that particular event. So when that particular event occur means when we call obj1.myEvent. So it means the event is occur. That time the actions will get taken place. That is the concatenation of welcome plus username took place. Okay, so this is the functioning of event handling. So this is the last topic of your chapter number 3 as well as unit number 1. So now actually we are done with the unit number 1. We have already seen one practical. Okay, now the second practical is again totally depend upon your chapter number 3. Whatever topics we have covered in chapter 3, on that only we are going to have practical 2. So that we will start from the next lecture. Thank you very much.